Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Diamond LaShawn. We're back at it again. I wanted to go ahead and make a follow-up video to my virtual consultation for Airsculpt video. Actually went ahead and spoke with someone and had an in-person consultation too. So I wanted to go ahead and share that with you, and you will see me telling you what's what, and you'll also see some footage of the, office, and as much as I could show you without actually showing you guys my body. So first things first, I want to acknowledge anybody who is just coming here to view this video. Hi guys, come on in, catch your vibe, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Feel free to ask me any questions that you need. I'm sure you'll love it here. And if you've been here before, then you already gang, so you already know what's what. So let's get into it. I went in for an in-person consultation on December 1st. When I went in, I wasn't even expecting to even be able to be seen that day. So let me back up. I actually, on my first video, and I'll link that up here, I was kind of like complaining. I wasn't very happy about the virtual consultation being the only consultation I would get before I would actually be going in for surgery. Like, I wanted to actually be seen in person. So what ended up happening was I called them and I was like, hey, I didn't get an in-person consultation. I only got a virtual one. I've been quoted. However, I do want to be seen in person to make sure that that quote is accurate, as well as, talk to a doctor so they can kind of tell me and answer more questions in person. Just so I'm doing my due diligence. Luckily, they had a cancellation that day, so I went ahead and was able to be seen. So I went in, and it wasn't too far from where I live. They have an office in the Tyson's Corner area. Their DC location is in the Tyson's Corner area, just so that you guys know. So I drove out there, and it's in an office building, so it was kind of weird. I got a little lost at first. But when I found it, I went in, the concierge spoke to me, and they helped me get checked in. Now, check-in process was lengthy because there were so many documents I had to fill out. So there's like lots of forms, like a book of forms, including a COVID-19 questionnaire. I believe that they took my temperature as well. And after that, we went ahead and, once they gave me the papers, I went ahead and sat down, filled out all of the papers, which took a while. And then once I filled out the papers, they offered me water, and I waited for what they call a patient care specialist. I waited for her to come out, and when she came out, she went ahead and walked me back to the room where the consultations happen. So she went and came and got me. We went in the back, and she basically asked me like what areas I was getting done again, and just kind of double check what it was that I wanted to, be serviced on. Funny thing is she's also the young lady who did my virtual consultation, so she already kind of knew what was what, but I guess she just wanted to kind of double check, which made a lot of sense. And once I told her that I wanted to get, fat transfer from the abdomen to the breast area, she was like, hey, you got to disrobe completely, don't leave anything on, and put this robe on. So I was like, okay, no problem. So she gave me a robe, and you guys will see that in the screen here. Robe on, I had to get completely naked. So now I'm just waiting on the patient care consultant to come in and begin my consultation. I am going to ask all the questions I possibly can, and I'll try to vlog this as much as possible, but because it's the consultation, I probably won't, because they're going to be asking me personal questions. But yeah, I am going to try to show you guys as much as I possibly can, and yeah. And I waited for her to come back while I disrobed. So when she got back, she basically, looked at my body again, and just kind of observed me. I didn't include footage of that because obviously I would have saw my whole naked body, but that's basically what happened. We went over questions and concerns, and here were my questions. Number one, when I did research on YouTube and I had asked, around to different people about their surgery experiences. One of my main concerns was scarring. I feel like, yes, I want a better body, but I don't want crazy scars. I already have a C-section scar, like, let's save it. So I asked about that, and they said that the incision sites are made with very small tools, so it's a freckle size. They also told me that no stitches are needed, which confirmed why I was making the choice of Airsculpt. They also, told me that I would retain all of my sensitivity wherever I do get work done. So I saw a lot of people's videos, and they said that they no longer have sensitivity, or things don't feel the same in the areas in which they got work done. But she explained to me that that is not a permanent thing. Sometimes, because you are awake for this particular procedure, the numbing and the pain relief methods are a bit different. They insert a solution in your skin, and basically it numbs your skin, and that solution takes a while to wear off. And so if you can't feel sensitivity, it's because the presence of that solution is still there. There is no permanent or unreversal anything happening. Like, there's no nerve damage or anything. They don't even go that deep, is what they told me. They go right under the layer of skin and suck the fat out, and that's that. They're not making any deep or major incisions, so you don't have to worry about that. I also asked about the cup size. I was very concerned about that because, when you are getting a fat transfer, you aren't able to retain all of your fat. So, because, some of the fat cells die, all of them don't live. And they told me about 30 to 70% are expected to survive. But obviously, that's a really big, or did he say 50 to 70%? I'm not sure, but that's still a big gap, okay? So I was like, what does it look like as far as me being a candidate and my fat surviving? And basically what she told me is that there's no real way to know how much of my fat will survive, but, you know, um, normally it's a good chance. They give you as much, they fill it up, they overfill it just so that, they fill it as much as your skin will allow, basically, just in case some of the fat dies, you have kind of like a reservoir, like a little cushion there. I know that I also asked about the healing process. And this is all with just the patient care specialist, not the doctor. I also asked about the healing process, and she said that the healing process is fairly painful for the first week. It just feels like a really bad workout, like, like an exhaustive workout. Um, but outside of that week, then the second week things get a bit easier, and then after things get a bit easier, then you're kind of like good to go. And then she said that it takes about 6 months for you to see the actual shape. Now that kind of threw me off because I was like, 6 months? Like, child, I want to be snatched today. But what she was explaining to me was that, you know, after, like, immediately after your procedure, you are going to be able to see all the fat that had been taken out. You're going to be able to see the defined shape that you were looking for, the whole reason why you even went and got the service, correct? But because you're going to be passing fluid, in terms of your lymphatic drainage and different things like that, your body's still retaining fluids also, as well as swelling. And she said that that swelling like goes on for about 6 months. She was explaining to me that she had just recently got the same procedure done, just lipo of the abdomen, but she was still swollen. And even in her swollen state, she didn't look bad, but I wish that it was immediate snatch. You know what I mean? Um, so it was comforting to know that she had actually experienced getting serviced by the same place that she worked for, because I was like, okay, well, she doesn't look bad. You could still see the contour of her body, but it wasn't like snatched, there was still like a little bit of puffiness. So that was another thing. My next question was, how long do I need to wear my garment with this particular procedure? And she explained to me that for the first week or 2 weeks, you have to wear it for 24 hours, or if it's the first week, you have to wear it for 24 hours, and then after that, you wear it for 12 hours. I'm not really sure if it was just 1 week or if it was 2 weeks, but I would say, on the 2 week side, to just wear it for 24 hours. I would recommend you wear your faja as much as you possibly can, because it's not going to hurt. It's just going to make things all the better. I asked her about lymphatic drainage massages and different things like that, and she said she gets them, and that she would suggest them to any patients that come in and get any body work done. So that's something that she definitely suggested to me. So I will be getting those once I do get my procedure. And moving on from that, I believe that I asked her some questions about how would it be in terms of the draining? Like, will I be bleeding out, or, different things like that? Would I need tubes? And like I said again on the first one, there are no tubes needed. You will naturally pass the fluid, and then eventually the holes will close on their own because they're not big holes. They don't require stitches, so they'll close on their own. Um, and then she brought the doctor in because I wanted to see the doctor. So the doctor came in and did my consultation basically. I disrobed for him, stark naked for the doctor. And he basically, checked the elasticity of my breast, looked at my abdomen, and looked at the areas that I wanted to get serviced, and basically said, yep, we can do it. Yep, you're a good candidate. You have enough elasticity in your breast. Yep, I think we can go up to a full cup size, looking at your body and looking at what you have to work with. And yep, just go ahead and schedule a date, and I'll see you on that date. He asked me a few other minor questions, like I think maybe he asked me if um, I think maybe if I was a drinker or if I was a smoker or anything like that. I think he just asked me a couple of those questions and told me that a week before my appointment date, I would need a check-in with the doctor. It's like a pre-op appointment. So that was pretty much it. He was very brief, very straight to the point. He came in and he left. And so when she came, and she didn't leave. She chaperoned him the whole time. She was there. And when he left, she went ahead and just asked me if I had any more questions, kind of explained to me what that would what the process would look like. We would make a date. I would have to put $1,000 down as a deposit in order to make a date, and that date, stick. And then also I would have to be paid in full a week before the procedure. So my initial plan was to finance my procedure, and they had a few different financing options. They had Care Credit was one of them, and they had a few others, and I'll list them in the video here. They had a few others, and I'm gonna just say that I got denied for all of them. I don't think I applied for Care Credit, but for the other three, I got denied for them. One of them was a soft check, and then the other two was a hard. The other two was a hard credit check, and I got denied. And so here's my problem with that. My credit isn't bad. I have fair credit, so the fact that I was denied was kind of weird because I'm like, do I need an 800 credit in order to get finance for this surgery? I was kind of confused. And as far as the first one that I tried, the soft credit check, they only approved me for $1,000. Like, what am I gonna do with that? Why would I take a loan out of $1,000? I can come up with $1,000, okay? So I went ahead and declined all of them, and I put a cash payment down for my dates to be set. And they when I gave them the money for the payment for my date being set, they kind of made jokes because I gave them cash. But I mean, that's how we pay for things, baby. Cash. I used to be a waitress, so I saved up a lot of money, and a lot of it obviously is cash, and I paid with that, and it was kind of snickers and jokes about that, but anywho, I think that would have been my only side eye the whole time I was there, so that was cool with me. We went ahead and solidified my date, and yeah, update. I ended up moving my date because just things have not been working out. In terms of timeliness, I wanted to get it done before the new year, but there had been a couple of family things that came up where I needed to reconsider that. So I pushed the date indefinitely, and I think they're going to end up refunding me my money for my date being set. Now, here are a couple things. If you are looking to set your date, if you are looking to get this procedure done, be sure that you are 100% set in terms of how you're going to be paying, because I wouldn't recommend you do what I did, like make a date and then expect to be approved for financing, and then, it doesn't work. Even though I, am able to come up with the money, I didn't want to rush it because we had other family issues as well. So, like, travel and different things, family requirements, it just wasn't going to make sense. The healing process wasn't going to make sense for me right now. But I don't want you guys to wait in terms of trying to make financing happen at the last minute, because you might be surprised about what you get financed for, or if you get completely denied. So that's another thing that I do want you guys to consider. Some other findings are, you will not get a bunch of time with your doctor. Your doctor is just going to come in to just kind of look at you and check, and that's it. You're going to be spending a lot more time talking to your care specialist, not your doctor. Another finding was that my quote did not change. So I'm not sure if once they give you a virtual quote, then that's what it is. And, it doesn't matter if they see you in person and things are not as bad or things are not as good. It just doesn't change. Or if that's truly what my quote was, because what I needed and how much it will cost translated properly through pictures. I'm not really sure. I can't really confirm that, but I would recommend you guys going in for an in-person consultation if you can. Like, if you can override the virtual, I would say go in first to make sure that you're getting a quote that actually, you know for a fact was given to you based on them actually seeing your body. Other than that, I think that the facility was, nice. It was super clean. I didn't see anything that was alarming. They did offer me water. The hospitality, the professionalism was very nice. Everybody was masked up. I didn't feel like, it was unsanitary in any way. And they were very communicative about, checking in with you about your date and different things like that. You will need a post-op appointment, and you also will be sent home with antibiotics, and you will be sent home with pain reliever. Is it pain reliever? I'm not really sure, but I know that the young lady, I think you are sent home with something light, but I know that the young lady shared with me that Tylenol was working for her. So this isn't one of those things where you're sent home with narcotics or anything like that, because they say that the downtime and the pain isn't as bad as actual surgery. So yes, let me know how you guys enjoyed this video. Are you guys considering getting work done? And if you are considering getting work done, what kind of work you think you're gonna get, girl? Share it with me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed this type of content. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.